everybody, it's me, Zach, and welcome back to my channel. Hey everybody, it's me, Zach, and under that blanket is, in fact, Posif Doodle Doo. He is, in fact, under there, and today we're taking a little bit of a risk because, well, I don't know, if you watch all of my videos, which I know not everybody does, but if you watch all of my videos, a few weeks ago, I talked about how, like, the building that my home is in has been doing some renovations, and it kind of, like, has occasionally impacted my ability to film. And I think today is the end of everything, the last thing that has to happen, which is they are painting my front door. And because of that, my front door is open, but no worries, no animals are escaping today because I have pretty much kept Poe just in this little tiny room, so there's no chance of him escaping. And on top of that, if he did somehow make it out my front door while it was being open for painting, he has a collar on, he is microchipped, and in general, I just never probably intentionally let that happen. Not that anybody has ever intentionally done something like that, but you know, I just have had my eyes on him at all times. Now, the other unfortunate part of this is that Poe has always been very sensitive to people being in his space and his territory, and often if he hears people in the stairwell in the hallway to begin with, then he gets a little bit anxious and barks and yips and yaps. And so hopefully there won't be too much editing that has to happen for this. Hopefully we can just make it through this whole video without any interruptions from Poe barking, but just if there's a little tiny one and it's difficult to edit out because I have, like, he barks in the middle of me saying something super important, please, thank you in advance for your forgiveness. I don't know what I was trying to say in this statement, but you know, I just want to let y'all know. And if it's like a lot of barking or an easy to edit out bark, I will just edit it out, obviously. Anyways, all of that to say is we are here for part 3 of Amberlynn's 4-part series where she is doing 25 questions in a video from various places that she asked followers to submit questions. And I really wanted to try to do this in the video yesterday where I was going to do part 2 and 3 all together because I knew that this door painting stuff was happening today, and I just did not have the time to fit it all into one video. So here's part 3 today. I have to say, one thing that I've thought about after filming all the parts of the videos of the Q&A series so far is that her titles are kind of ridiculous because she's clearly clickbaiting them in a way that's like making you think one thing even though she says the complete opposite. So, like, for instance, in part 1, part of the title was living life at 600 pounds, seemingly suggesting that she is acknowledging that at some point in her life she was 600 pounds. However, in that video, she ranted and raved about how she doesn't understand why people think she was ever at 600 pounds and how she's never been at 600 pounds, but then, like, the title is suggesting that she's acknowledging that she was, you know? Those kind of situation types of deals. And the second one, another thing that I think is fascinating is the very first part of the title was I'm being fetishized. And if you recall how that video ended, she went on and on and on about how she wasn't being fetishized just because people find her body attractive, blah, 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 yappity, 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 yap. So it's just like, which one is it? And honestly, it's clear that she wants to just put whatever in the title sounds most scandalous. So, I don't know, just something I thought about. But today's title, the title for today's video, is called My Lies Are Haunting Me, calling out specific reaction channels and updates on Rarity, bar part 3. Part 3, can you believe? We have part 4 coming tomorrow, I assume, because part 3 was posted on Sunday. So part 4, tomorrow, Tuesday, be there, be square, whatever. I have to imagine that she even though she titles this My Lies Are Haunting Me, she's gonna talk about how she hasn't ever really lied all that much. And Calling out specific reaction channels, I probably should have waited to put #1 reaction channel fan in a thumbnail until today's video, because I'm sure, you know, this is just going to be 16 more minutes of her complaining about the haters and what all the haters have to say, and I am curious about what updates she has on Rarity, and unless it's like her saying that they found Rarity, discovered what happened to Rarity, I don't quite understand why we're talking about it when she said she was never going to talk about it unless she had significant updates on Rarity. But anyways, let me shut the fuck up, because yesterday's video did take an hour, and I was not anticipating that, although maybe I should have. But let me shut the fuck up, and let's get to, shall we?
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to part 3 of a 4-part series where I answer 100 of your guys' questions. 25 per each video. And I do have a few disclaimers. I chose to do this because I promised you guys that I would upload every other day. But for the next 10 days, I'm gonna be super busy, so I'm not gonna have any time to edit, but I definitely will have time to film, so you don't have to worry about that. So to keep my promise, I am pre-filming, so in the best way that I knew how, I was like, let's do some Q&As for now.
Some further speculation on what she could be so busy with. I suggested in my last video maybe it was that Tommy was coming to visit her. Some other people are suggesting, and by other people I mean people in my comments section, suggested things like maybe she is packing up to move it on back to Wisconsin. I don't know. Honestly, y'all, I think it's just so interesting still that she's so busy. But you know what? I respect the game. I respect the hustle. You know, this is the most planning that she's probably done in a while. So I do appreciate that. I would just like to know more about what she's busy with. And maybe I think she said in one of the videos that she was still going to be vlogging and stuff while she was busy. So maybe we'll get to see whatever it is she's so busy with, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I feel like we're going to come back to more planner hauls, more bingo, more Dave & Buster's, more shopping with Mama Lynn. So, you know, I'm not going to hold my breath, but maybe we'll find out what it is she was so busy with eventually one day.
So if you haven't seen my other 2, they're already posted. Things get a little juicy.
Do they?
And we're going to continue getting juicy. And I feel
Do they really get all that juicy? I'm trying to think over the past 2 reactions if anything was juicy or if it was mostly just you complaining about the haters. And yeah, I don't quite recall anything being terribly juicy.
In part 4, we might get even juicier, so let's do it. All right, first question. What kind of ASMR do you watch on YouTube?
We're off to a real juicy start here. I love how she's like, oh my god, these Q&As have been so juicy. And then the first question she starts off with is, what kind of ASMR do you like? Please be fucking serious.
I've been really loving, like, certain perfectionist, like, final touches of, like, the hair. I don't know what it is, but I'm telling you, it's so calming when, like, they do, like, curls and they, like, move the hair like this and, like, just, like, perfect little tiny little movements. That's why it's called ASMR perfectionist or whatever.
Amberlynn could never. Maybe that's why it's so appealing to her.
Oh my god, it's so good and calming. 10 out of 10 recommend. What are some of your hobbies lately? I've been into scrapbooking, journaling, Legos, doodling. Yeah, that's about it.
These good old juicy questions where she tells us shit we already know. Girl, I don't need you to do a Q&A to know that you like journaling and Legos. Please.
What's your love language or favorite way to be loved? So for the longest, I thought words of affirmation was like top.
She likes that physical touch, that finger Lynn.
2 of my love languages, but it's not. It's actually like 3rd. My number 1 love language, I think, is physical touch. Like with the right person,
finger
like
Lynn.
I cannot touch you
finger
enough.
Lynn.
You cannot touch me enough. Like let's be in each other's skin. And then my second love language.
Wait, also, just as somebody who hates physical touch, the phrase, let's be in each other's skin, not for me, diva, not for me.
is definitely quality time. I feel like that is so freaking important. It's not even funny.
Same.
Quality time with zero distractions, just you and your partner to connect.
Work.
Mentally, physically, emotionally, through laughter, deep conversations, fun, etc., etc. In other ways, I love to be loved. That isn't even part of like...
Also, this is why I'm not entirely convinced, though, that, like, she understands the concept of love, is because the love languages, first of all, are not just, like, how you show a partner love, but just, like, how you show people in your life in general love. And, like, the way that this is all centered around how she allegedly loves, like, a partner, makes me just kind of question, like, is it love, or are you just, like... I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I'm explaining myself well in this particular situation, but just the way that it's not thoughtful, because, like, I could say that quality time is my love language, and that goes for, like, a potential romantic relationship, just the same as it goes for, like, my friendships with people or my family and things like that. Like, I prefer to show others that I care, and I prefer others to show that they care through spending time with me. And it doesn't have to be, like... Well, I show my lover, my partner. I don't know. Maybe that's a little too nitpicky, but it just sounds weird to me.
The love language list, like just understanding and patience and kindness and just like a gentle love. That's genuinely important to me.
A soft, gentle type of love. Yes, exactly.
Do you follow trends with the clothing you wear? No. No.
Clearly.
Most trends, I'm not going to lie to you, and I'm not here to judge, but yes, the trends, you know what? Pop off. You do you. You look great. If you love what you wear, you automatically look beautiful to me. But they're not for me. I have my own style. Sometimes I don't even understand my own style.
Her own style being very large cardigans and sweaters and dresses from Torrid that she wears as shirts with black leggings. Her impeccable style. Sometimes she does dress cute, though. but I don't know. Sometimes this also makes me wonder, like, are people asking these questions as trolls, or are they serious? And or, like, why do you want to know about Amberlynn's style expertise? Like, I don't know. Also, the question's still so juicy.
If I see it, and I wear it, and I like it, and I love it, I'm gonna keep wearing it. I don't care what anybody says. What you actually need a planner for, it sounds like a little bit of shade. So I like to plan YouTube videos. You guys don't know this, but I have like a whole list of things that I want to talk about in vlogs or show in vlogs or what do I want to do in vlogs. I'm also...
We don't know that because I don't know that I've ever seen you intentionally talk about shit, period, in vlogs. Like... Please be serious. When was the last time you talked about anything meaningful in a vlog? Like, for real, for real. For real, for real. Where you, like, planned it out and you were like, on this day, I'm gonna talk about world peace. Like, not that world peace, but I'm just saying shit, right? Like, I'm just giving an example. But, like, when was the last time you talked about anything outside of, like, I don't know, a Target haul, a Torrid haul, talk about your Torrid. Like, I don't know. How much planning does that take? I've watched your vlogs. I'm sorry to tell you, but I can't imagine them taking that much planning. That's not to take away from the YouTube empire you built, Diva. Like, that's not to take away from it. It's just that, like, I'm concerned if you legitimately have to plan that out. I really am.
Also a very to-do list oriented type of girly, whether it's things around the house or things I'm doing with my mom or things that I have to do just to remind myself because my memory is not good. So I use a planner to plan. How often do you use your tarot cards?
Y'all are gonna be so surprised by my juicy answer to this juicy question. What do I actually use my planner for? I use my planner to plan. How juicy is that? How juicy is that?
I only ever use them when I truly feel like the universe is like, I want to tell you something, or if I want the universe to tell me something, because it's not always the universe coming to me and being like, girly pop, like, we need to talk. Sometimes it's like me saying, we need to talk. I genuinely feel like with the tarot cards that I have, like, I have treated them with, like, the kindness you need to treat your tarot cards. I might have been a little neglectful. I'm currently actively staring at them because they're on my bookshelf. And just know that I love you guys. I do. Maybe I should get them out tonight because I'm feeling guilty. It's been like...
Why? Why the fuck is she talking to her tarot cards like they are, I don't know, a person, a family member, a pet? Like... What do you mean you've been neglectful to your tarot cards? You know what you've been neglectful to? Your cat Rarity that's lost in Wisconsin somewhere. Like, please be fucking serious. Also, though, what I will say is I recently got a tarot card reading. I, like, paid for one because Zachary Marie is going through it. But I do think tarot cards can be, like, an effective tool to reflect. I don't know. I had this conversation with the tarot card reader who happens to be, like, an old friend acquaintance of mine. But I had this whole conversation about how, like, I'm not necessarily spiritual in any kind of way. Like, I don't necessarily think, like, the universe is trying to tell me anything. But the thing about tarot cards is that each of them have a meaning, right? Like, each card has a meaning, and if you, like, read about the card and try to apply meaning to it to your life or whatever question you have for the cards or whatever, then you can do a lot of meaning making and reflecting and, like, thoughtful processing related to those cards and in your life, right? Like, that's my feelings about it. And because I'm trying to go through it and I couldn't go to a therapist for 2 weeks, I was like, what is another way I could, like, reflect on my life right now and verbally process some things happening in my life right now? And I thought it was very helpful. I don't know, like, here's the thing, Amber. I think if you got into, like, a regular habit of that, not that that would replace things like therapy, but it could help you process. I'm not against the concept of tarot cards for things like that, or even just for fun, because I know a lot of people just like to do stuff like that for fun, too, but... Anyways, all that to say is I told my friend who was doing the tarot card reading that I didn't think I was a spiritual person, and she was like, I don't know, bestie, it seems like you're kind of buying into it. So maybe I am. Wait, all of this is besides the point. Why is she treating her tarot cards like it's like they're a pet? Why is she... Well, maybe that's the tea. She said she was neglecting the tarot cards, so maybe that's why, you know, when she thought of neglect, the first thing that came to mind was, like, her taking care of her pets. So, anyways, let's keep it going.
Like, easily over a month. Maybe even longer. Oh my god, it's been since before I went to Wisconsin. Holy.
Oh my god.
I do believe that if you treat your tarot cards right, like, they'll treat you right and they'll connect with the universe even more. I know to some people, like, you probably think I'm crazy and you don't believe in that, but everyone has their different beliefs. I would never judge someone based on what they believe, and I hope they would do the same for me and they won't judge me.
My only real problem with it all is just that, like, since when do you ever, like, talk about tarot cards in a way, like, I don't really think this is, like, intrinsic to Amberlynn any more than, like, any other passive, like, hobby or fad or thing that she gets obsessed with and then eventually ditches as a part of her life, you know?
And it's really crazy because I feel like I have, like, matured a lot spiritually. I used to not really believe in tarot readings or tarot cards or really anything about it. But I'm telling you, that was years ago.
Years.
As time went on, I felt more compelled to get my own deck of cards and to treat them in the way they deserve and to come at it with, like, a sense of respect and understanding. Every single time I have done a tarot reading on myself, whether the reading was bad or good, it felt right and it felt true, and I definitely felt it in my heart. Yeah.
I think if I recall, part of the reason that she in the past has not trusted tarot cards is because she was watching people like Aphrodite do tarot card readings for her on the internet, and she didn't like what they had to say. And I think she even said whenever she got her deck of tarot cards that, like, she oh my god, did I just lose my train of thought while I was yapping? I think I did. I think what I was gonna say is she said something along the lines of like, you know, you have to, and this is all making sense to me because I think back then she said something along the lines of like, you have to treat them right and be coming from a good place and stuff like that. Like, it's all coming back to me a little bit, even though I did just have that little brief moment of brain fog. Whew, you know what? I've been through it the past 3 to 4 months, and I appreciate all of y'all that have stuck around, because sometimes my brain just really doesn't want to work the way that it should. Let's move on from tarot cards, though. How are we still on this subject? Keep it moving. When do you start yelling at reaction channels?
I'm definitely going to be taking those cards down tonight and doing a reading, because I think I need one. And I almost feel like someone asked me that question because the universe was like... It was
the universe.
We need a tarot reading.
That's what it was.
We should speak a little bit. So thank you to the person asking that question. What were your Animal Crossing eras like? So I've had 3...
These juicy questions, but I don't want to hear anything about fucking Animal Crossing from her. Do not ruin this thing for me again. She played that game for all of a month when she first got it, and she was happy to talk about it in her vlogs and stuff, and then she tossed it to the side. Please be serious, Diva.
Animal Crossing eras where I played obsessively. The first time ever was, I know I was living in Virginia, and I would play obsessively.
Old
so that was the
Animal
first
Crossing.
time. And then the other 2 times is when I was living in Kentucky, and since then, haven't touched it. Do you think lesbians can be non-binary? Of course. Do you still smoke Delta 8, and are you going to stop when you start semaglutide? I do still smoke.
Shout out, sorry, I'm going to rewind so we can get the Delta 8 question, but shout out to all my non-binary lesbians in the audience. I know you're out there. I love, by the way, like, all respect to the straight people of my audience, but I love, like, all of the queer people that are here and have found a home and a space here. I hope I continue to make this, like, a safe space for all queer people, because I am in case you didn't know, I'm very gay. I also am non-binary, and I'm happy to have y'all here. So, thanks for being here, divas. Now get back to the Delta 8.
Do you still smoke Delta 8, and are you going to stop when you start semaglutide? I do still smoke. I definitely don't smoke as much as I used to. And I will be more than likely stopping when I start semaglutide. Delta 8 gives me the munchies, and it would be counterproductive. Is that the right word? It'll be counterproductive to be taking semaglutide, but then also smoking Delta 8. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Quitting Delta 8 for her is just like quitting drinking. It's just like starting and stopping a diet. Like, she's not really going to commit to any of these things until she's, like, actually serious, and I'm just not getting that vibe yet.
If you plateau on semaglutide this time, will you still keep taking it?
Good
Last
question.
time I took semaglutide, it stopped working because the syringes I got were pre-filled, which you are not supposed to do that because when you...
But you didn't... regardless, you didn't even give it time. This is so irritating to me. It's so irritating to me as a concept because you didn't give it time to work. You didn't try. You came on here one week talking about how great it was to the extent that you were literally getting ready to sign up to do a sponsorship with like an online pharmaceutical company. And you were so excited about how well it was working, and it was literally days later that you decided, well, it's not working for me anymore. Like, please be serious, Diva.
Pre-fill a syringe, it expires in 28 days. And through the med spa that I went, they acted as if that was okay. And I know a lot of people were asking, like, did you see a doctor? The person was actually an RN, so they knew what they were talking about, but no one's a robot. People make mistakes. 28 days is only 4 weeks. And for 4 weeks, the syringes were working. Week 5, I felt nothing. So that is when I doubled my dose. I still felt nothing. And when you double your dose, oh honey, you feel something. So that's when I was like, something.
How would you know? Sorry. She's so infuriating. Just let's just see. Y'all think she'll make it past 4 weeks again? When she inevitably does start to plateau and stops losing weight, do y'all think she'll keep going? My bets are on no, because she's already done this twice. My bets are on she won't stick with it forever.
Something just doesn't seem right to me. And I had 13 pre-filled syringes, so that's 13 weeks worth. And that's like way past the expiration date. At that point, potency, non-existent. But
I also this is really also my problem with her coming on here and talking about anything related to medicine, to health, to nutrition, to etc. is she always comes on here and speaks as if she's an expert, and she's been an expert at nothing related to those subjects on her channel ever. So she's on here like speaking with authority on how semaglutide does or does not work, and it's just like, I don't want to hear it from you, Amberlynn. Like, please. Like you like all of this just feels like an excuse for why you didn't succeed the second time. Let alone the first time, diva.
To answer your question, if I plateau on semaglutide, will I keep taking it? Yes. Are there any updates on Rarity? Sadly, no. In my actual gut and soul and heart, I really do believe that someone found her and they're loving on her. They're feeding her and she has water and warmth and love and laughter and cuddles. Everything that I once gave her. I truly believe that someone else is doing the same. For now, I will have her home one day. Like, I do believe that. And I'm putting out all of the positivity that I can. Whew, I need a minute. Have you ever been assessed or evaluated for ADHD? Because, girl, I see all the signs in you. So I have been assessed.
In RuPaul's name, I pray that all of those things she said about Rarity are true. And I also pray that we don't talk about it again until you have an actual update that's worth anything, diva, because that was not an update, that was just your hopes and dreams.
Assessed by a psychologist, and the psychologist then said, you need to be like actively evaluated because you show signs, as that person said. And this was when I was living in Kentucky. So I had scheduled an appointment, but it was literally for 6 months away. And I ended up moving because me and my girlfriend at the time broke up, and I was ready for a change. I did not belong in Kentucky anymore. And I think I had like 3 months to go until my appointment. But
wait, how did you, I mean, I guess it's possible, but you're telling me you got a diagnosis of BPD, but you didn't, you had to wait somehow to get a diagnosis of ADHD? I don't know. We're just sitting over here racking up the diagnoses. Whatever. Add it to the list, Diva. It's not like it would matter if she got diagnosed or not, because what has she ever done with any of her diagnoses, right? Like, when has she ever acted on any of them? She loves to talk about the BPD, but when has she gone to therapy for it? She hasn't. She hasn't. So, Lord knows if she got an actual ADHD diagnosis, we would hear about it all the time and she would do nothing fucking with it. I know that's right.
But obviously, since I moved, I wasn't able to attend the appointment. So I still have not been evaluated. Do you have any updates on the article you were interviewed
also,
for?
what's to keep you from getting evaluated now, outside of just like your refusal to go to therapy, Diva? Also, she's about to answer a question about the article. I did actually, I think it was last week. It was sometime in recent history. I did reach out to the journalist and ask. And basically she said that the editors are being super difficult and going back and forth with her about it. I think I should actually just read what she said instead of just, sorry, my phone is plugged in back there at the wall. That's a very high quality reaction you're getting today. Let me make sure that I'm not just like totally lying. Let me just make sure. I'm not totally lying. Yeah, they're just like going back and forth with editors, and the holidays happened, and lots of stuff was going on. So there have been several drafts, and they're waiting to get the story live. I don't know. Originally, they told me what they told Amberlynn, which is that it was going to be a story for December. I don't know. Maybe it won't happen. Maybe it won't happen at all. Maybe it won't happen at all, and Amberlynn got her videos removed from the internet for nothing. You know, I don't know, divas.
Nope. I have not been contacted since I did the interview. Where is Wasabi? More than likely, he's laying on the bed. How did you find out Santa wasn't real? So I was laying in the living room, and I did that because I wanted to catch Santa in the act.
More stunning, juicy Q&A topics that she is covering on her channel. How did, 34-year-old Amberlynn Reed find out Santa wasn't real? So glad we're getting the hard-hitting questions answered today.
I'm sure most little kids do. So I was sleeping on the couch next to the Christmas tree. Next thing you know, my mom's like, oh my God, my water broke as I was putting Santa's gifts out under the tree. She did not know that I was awake. She did not know that I heard that. But yeah, my mom went into labor on Christmas 2 times with me and with my brother Jonathan. I was born on the 27th though, so she was in labor for like a hot minute. She went in labor with Jonathan early, like in the morning, like in the night while I was sleeping, and actually still had him that day. So my brother Jonathan's birthday is on Christmas. Literally the best Christmas of my life. Do you deep down want to be skinny? If I could have any body type in the world, and I was 100% the healthiest I could be, I still would not want to be skinny. My favorite body type is like chunky, like curvy, like thick thighs, like good hips, pretty big butt. I don't want to be skinny for me. I think every body type is beautiful. Skinny, chunky, fat, whatever it may be. Like, I think you are absolutely gorgeous. But for myself, like, I want some curves. I want some meat. I want my partner to grab onto my chunk. What?
Y'all got some bleach I can pour in my ears right now. I need to unhear the combo of her saying, I want my partner to grab onto my chunk, and the clicking of the nails. I need to unhear that whole entire experience, because what the fuck? Because what? I'm sorry. I'm just picturing her doing this with her fingers and Tommy Salami grabbing onto her chunk.
When is the last time you watched Karina Kaboom? I'm telling you, the last time I watched her, I think, was during live stream era. 3 X's ago, like even before Feline.
So Karina's the only reaction channel you're not a super fan of? You're telling me Karina's the only one that you don't constantly watch for updates?
I don't like that woman. I hate everything about that woman. Like, no tea, no shade, but what is going on with her?
First of all, you can't say no tea, no shade, because you're literally being rude. Like, please be serious.
Chose to be like.
Well, also she doesn't. When I say being rude, like, she's allowed to be rude. She doesn't have to like Karina Kaboom. She doesn't have to like me. She doesn't have to like Jordy. She doesn't have to like nobody. But I'm just saying, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, that phrase doesn't make sense in that context.
Cannot do this anymore. Like, she puts me in the biggest negative headspace. So I said, I'm actively removing myself from this situation.
You know who else you have claimed literally in my DMs that put you in a negative headspace? Oh lordy, it's Jordy. And yet you still show up to his streams. You still watch. You are, oh lordy, it's Jordy's #1 fan. Please be serious, diva. Please.
And I have not watched her since, so it's literally been years. Are you for or against abortion? I am pro-choice. Will you get another pet anytime soon?
No.
Absolutely not. I'm
Absolutely
still waiting
not.
for Rarity to come home. What's the last hypocritical thing you've heard recently that involves another YouTuber? So I don't know if you guys know who this is, but Nikki and Gabby are...
I just feel like this is jumping and diving right down into comparing herself to other people again. And it's just the case that, like, she simply should not do that. There's so much context that makes all of these other YouTubers different than who she is. To be honest with you, it's why I also try not to compare her often to other YouTubers. Certainly there are things that might be similar about her channel or her life or things like that that are similar to other YouTubers, but to, like, use that as a defense about why something she did or didn't do was right or wrong, like, it just doesn't, it's just not a good argument. It just really isn't.
Two twins that have done YouTube for so long, probably even longer than me, and I've been on YouTube for 11 years. But either way, they've been on YouTube for literally forever. And they used to do a ton of videos. Like, they had, like, their own channel. Now they have, like, 2 separate channels because they decided not to make videos together anymore. But regardless, they would get so many views, like millions of views. Like, they were part of, like, the most famous YouTubers. Like,
okay.
They would go to, like...
So Things You've Never Been is the most famous YouTuber. Great. Okay. Okay, tracks.
Heart brands and, like, Bora Bora, because, like, companies would pay for them to do that. And, like, they were, like, part of that group, right? Well, Nikki has recently came out on her TikTok and, like, confessed all of these lies. I'm, like, talking crazy things that, like, Nikki and Gabby both lied about and, like, faked in their videos. Like, so many things that it literally...
Lord Jesus... Oh, sweet baby Jesus. If her argument is that, well, Nikki and Gabby lied, so, like, and nobody had a problem with that, why do people have a problem with me lying? Like, first of all, you're talking in absolutes. Actually, Wauma. I've referenced a person from my Twitch community named Wauma several times. She's great. She's wonderful. She's an icon. I appreciate everything she contributes to my Twitch community and beyond. But she made an edit of where literally Amberlynn was talking about not speaking in absolutes and how she, like, immediately later in the same exact video, like, contradicted herself.
It is very tiring to constantly compare myself and have other people compare myself because no one sees me. You know what? I'm not going to say no one because I'm speaking in absolutes, which I need to not do that. So let me rephrase that. I am learning. I am trying to be better over here. Are there any reaction channels that you think purposely try to portray you poorly? Of course. Every single one.
And, like, she's just gonna do it again. I fear she's gonna sit here and talk about this, like, in absolutes, like, ignoring all the context of, like, I don't know anything about Nikki and Gabby. When she talks about, like, Trisha Paytas or Alex Ashok or other reaction channels, I know a little bit of something about those people. I don't know who Nikki and Gabby are, but I just have to believe that the circumstances are different in some level, in some kind of way, and also that they probably haven't gotten off scotch-free from that, right? Like, they probably haven't gotten off... Did I say scotch? Is it scotch or scot-free? Either way, there probably are people upset about their lies. But I just know Amberlynn's about to come here and talk in an absolute again. I just can feel it in my body, in my soul.
Has left my jaw on the floor, like, and I still have not picked it up. Can someone pick it up for me? And I think the reason why my jaw is still sitting on the floor is because nobody's mad. Nobody's mad at them.
Nobody's mad. Have you verified that with all 6 billion people in the world? Like, the absolutes, diva. The absolutes.
Have lied and, like, cheated their way through the YouTube life. Like, I'm so confused. Like, I genuinely am so confused.
Are you mad?
One video that I made 8 years ago where I was like, yeah, these are the few things that I've lied about and here are the reasons why I've done it. That has haunted me.
Well, she also tries to act like that's the only thing she's ever lied about before on her channel. When, like, she continues to lie and manipulate, like, ever since. Like, she never stopped. She acts like that was the only time and she never lied again after that. Like, but that's just not true. That's just definitively not the case.
Like there's no tomorrow. Like, people still to this day bring it up, and it's been like 8 years now. But Nikki and Gabby lied about even worse. And
why won't people treat me like Nikki and Gabby? Even skinny twins lie. I should be able to lie as much as I want with no consequences.
More, and people are just gagged. We're just gagged. Oh my god. And like, nobody cares.
Okay, jealous.
What planet? As your mama says,
she's just mad that she doesn't get to lie without any consequences. She said, "I want what they have. I want to be able to lie with no consequences. I want people to be gagged when I come out and say I lied about stuff and just be like, oh my god." That's what she wants. She's jealous. She wants the fantasy of being able to lie with no consequences.
Am I in the upside down? Am I in the upside down? Am I living in the upside down right now? And as a viewer, like, I'm hurt. I'm like, what? You lied about all of that, and all of that was fake. And like,
so then not everybody's okay with it, is what you're telling me. So what you're telling me is you're not okay with it. All right, Diva, make the video. Make the video outlining the reasons you're upset with Nikki and Gabby for lying.
Orchestrated, and I'm just like, what is going on? I can't be the only one that's upset, but according to how everyone's reacting, everyone's totally fine with it. Totally cool.
Speaking in absolutes, everybody is totally fine with it. Probably not. Probably not.
But you're skinny, you're beautiful, go ahead and lie. It's totally fine. Why do you nervously laugh around Tommy so much? I'm never nervous around Tommy. When I'm laughing around Tommy, it's because I'm happy. Like, I'm genuinely, like, so happy, I just can't stop laughing.
I can tell. That's why the time that you spent in Wisconsin, you were so happy. Every time you came on camera in Wisconsin, you were just so happy.
That's a good sign. Like, I want to continue smiling. I want to continue laughing. I want to continue joking. Like, Tommy isn't just my lover, my partner, my this, my that. He is my best friend. And I want to always have fun.
You met her on a Thursday. It's barely Sunday. Slow down, crazy. That's from one of my favorite old YouTube, like, series. It was called Sassy Gay Friend. In case you aren't familiar with it, look it up. It was from, I think it was specifically from the one about Romeo and Juliet.
With her, even doing stupid things like trying eggnog, and I'm just like giggling like a schoolgirl. So yes, I'm happy. Like, she genuinely makes me feel good when I'm around her, and I want it to stay that way. Are you still friends with Alexis, and can we get an update on that? We are still friends. We are not as close as we used to be.
That is a gag, because I have seen more screenshots. Like, I think Alexis was even in an even more recent video or live stream of Oh Lordy, It's Jordy's, and she was literally, I think it was the one where he was probably reacting to this. Because I remember her saying, like, it's funny that he or she would think that we're still friends when she doesn't even, like, talk to me. Like, doesn't even reach out to me or something like that. I don't know. Go to Jordy's channel to get the tea if you want it, because I like I said, also think Alexis has big loser energy, so I just, like, don't have the energy to deal with her big loser energy right now, but apparently Alexis says that they are not friends. And this also is pre-recorded, so maybe things have changed since Amberlynn recorded this.
I think that I do have, like, a wall up, and I think she knows. Obviously, like, the trust there, due to the betrayal, like, there's no trust there, you know? And I think she knows that, and I think she feels bad, but I think she's being patient, and she's being understanding, and she's being kind,
is she?
And just like...
Is she? Because she's already selling you down a river saying that you leaked your own crumble cookie video. Like... I don't know, Diva.
Not forcing anything, which is what I appreciate. Like, I genuinely care about Alexis, and I love her, and I know she feels the same for me. So I'm glad that I was able to forgive her, and we were able to hang out quite a few times and, like, have a great time.
That's going so well for you. Listen, Alexis, big loser energy, but Amberlynn trying to befriend this girly pop after all that Alexis did to her. Also questionable behavior. Just like a relationship that was never meant to work, to be honest.
But I think it's going to take a while before things ever get back to how they were, if they ever do. Who are some of your favorite YouTubers right now? Life Plus Cindy, I don't know what it is, but I don't know. I love her videos. Pink Vlogs, which is Pink Sparkles, but her vlog channel. And also Yo Mama. So I'd say those are my top 3 right now. How big is your bush? I have a dainty bush. If you could ask...
Not the dainty bush. Not the dainty. Is that what we're here to talk about today? Her getting her chunk grabbed and her dainty bush. Was that what she said? Her chunk or her chub? This is like when I couldn't remember if Eric and Ricky called their dog Chunk or Chubs. Getting her chubs grabbed. I don't think that's what she said. I don't think those were the words she used.
Jordy, one single question.
Wait. We were in the middle of her talking about, oh lordy, it's Jordy. Let me go back after the dainty bush comment.
Channel and also Yo Mama. So I'd say those are my top 3 right now. How big is your bush? I have a dainty bush. If you could ask Jordy one single question and have him answer honestly and without bias or trying to impress his audience, what question would you ask him? Honestly, there's a lot. I have a whole interview I could give him. Trust. Jordy, hello. I know you're watching. I know you're watching by yourself first.
This is so cringe. This is so cringe. Okay, all right.
And then you like to watch again while you're reacting, which is weird because why can't you just watch the first time during your reaction? Is it because you have to think of things to say?
Is this the question you want to ask him? This is the one question you want to ask him, Diva?
To complain about.
She thinks she's really getting him here. She thinks she's really getting a jab in. I don't think it's doing what you think it's doing, Sister Sue.
Into nitpick and all the little fat jokes you make. Is that what it is? You have to like ponder that while you're playing your little World of Warcraft in your mom's basement. Don't answer.
Diva. I know we already addressed this when she went on her downward spiral in his live stream chat and on her community tab posts, but first of all, Amberlynn plays video games herself. She literally just sat here and talked about her Animal Crossing eras that she's had, right? Like, using video games as, like, some kind of gotcha is, first of all, crazy when you're sitting over here talking about video games you play yourself, but also just in general, like, loser behavior. Because, spoiler alert, like, video games are like a multi-million-dollar industry and lots of like well-functioning adults like play it, you know? Like lots of adults who are more well-functioning in society than Amberlynn Reed play video games on a regular basis, myself included, okay? Myself and many of my friends in real life included. Myself and hundreds and thousands of other people on this planet included, all right? So using that as a gotcha, stupid. And let me reiterate, Amberlynn Reed, who only just recently has lived for a full entire year on her own by herself without a girlfriend, partner, caretaker living with her, and talked about how she didn't think that she could ever live alone and how living alone has been so freeing for her. Her trying to comfort Jordy for living in his mom's basement, if that's even the case. I really don't know that much about Jordy's personal life, but I'm guessing she got that from somewhere, right? But, like, her coming for that when she could barely live independently by herself is crazy. Not to mention that, like, this world is crazy, and for a long time in life and history, in many cultures, it is totally normal to continue living with your parents and helping support them and helping take care of them and this, that, the other. So please be serious, Miss Ma'am. Like, those are the most pathetic things. Like, you can, and let's say you just really hate Jordy, that's fine, but you'd probably be surprised by how many people in your audience still live with a parrot, you know? Still love playing World of Warcraft or other video games. And you're trying to use that as an insult to him while also simultaneously insulting people in your audience who have similar lives to that. So it's just not doing what you think it's doing, Diva. It really isn't.
Answer that, because that's not the question. My question is, you say that you want, the best for me. You want me to go on semaglutide and lose the weight. You say that you're just a reaction channel and you're reacting to just, me as a person, and supposedly I'm just not a good person and all that. But
she has such an annoying tone in her voice right now. Just ask your question, Diva.
What makes you better? Every 1 minute or 2 minutes, you have a fat joke. A very mean fat joke. You are fat phobic and you're fat shaming and your audience eggs it on. What makes you any better than me? You're actively making fun of someone's weight, size, and body for money, for monetization gain. But yet I'm the bad person?
This is like literally everything she already said to me in DMs about Jordy when she was getting mad at me for endorsing Jordy. And all I can say to that, Diva, is that you sit in his live streams and you subject yourself to it. And not that if that's what Jordy does, I swear on my life, I only watch Jordy's live streams as far as they are relevant to what I have to cover here. And oftentimes, even most recently when Amberlynn said I was endorsing him, I literally watched Mr. Snowflake's recap of a Lordy and Jordy live stream. And again, that's not an endorsement or non-endorsement of Jordy. It's just that I don't like to watch content about Amberlynn outside of my own. And so all of that to say is that you don't have to watch it, Amberlynn. And that doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it okay if he's making fat jokes. But you don't have to watch it. You can log off. You just got done talking about how Karina Kaboom doesn't impact your life positively and brings a lot of negativity into your world, and you don't like that woman and this, that, the other. Keep that same energy for Jordy. Honestly. Truly. It does not sound like at this point that Jordy is contributing anything positive to your life. So simply don't click on his channel. Don't watch his videos. like it's clear that he is taking up a lot of negative space in your mind. So give him the Karina Kaboom treatment. If that's what you honestly do with Karina Kaboom, okay?
I know you're going to have a rebuttal. I know you're going to manipulate your audience. But either way, if you were just reacting, why is it okay to be fat phobic while doing so? Is that because that's all you have? Because I'm not as shitty as you really thought I was, and my life isn't as dramatic as
girl, I also, and I again don't know if if Jordy actually does all of that or not. But, Amber loves to act like there are not shitty things that she's done in her life that have nothing to do with her weight. And it's just simply not the case. Not everything in her life is connected to her weight. It's certainly a large part of who she is. It's a large part of her identity. It certainly shapes the world that she lives in. But what does that have to do with her not getting her pets microchipped and letting Rarity get out of the house without a collar on, you know? It doesn't have shit to do with that.
Want it to be? So the only thing you have is every other minute making fun of my body and my weight and my size and my issues. That's pretty fucking pathetic.
That's not the only thing that he has either, by the way. I know for a fact that he's talked about things that are not that. He may also talk about her weight, but based on what I have seen, the limited amount I have seen, he's literally the most of his content that I've watched was surrounding her relationship with Erica, which had nothing to do with her being fat, but it had everything to do with her knowingly being the mistress of a woman who was in a married relationship. So let me know what that has to fucking do with you being fat, Amberlynn. It doesn't.
That's me. And I think it's time you go outside and get a little bit of sun. You're looking a little pale.
It's time for you to go outside, Diva.
I hope that you guys enjoyed. We have one more to go. And I'll see you in that video.
I also love that she felt the need to delete all of those community tab posts to essentially go on to just say it all in a video. She said, I can't leave these community tab posts up because I gotta save it for a video. I need people to see it in a video where I'm gonna make money. All right, Diva. Well, another very long video today. I hope you all enjoyed it. And that's all I have, but I'll be back for the series finale tomorrow. I hope. I should be. I don't know. It might come a little late because she's been posting at noon, and on Tuesdays I do usually have something to do around 1:30. So I'll see if I can't get a reaction filmed, but it might just take a little bit to get it uploaded. But anyways, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did and you're brand new to my channel, consider subscribing down below. Hit the bell button so you get a notification every single time I post a new video. Make sure to leave me a comment, hit like, click share, and follow me on all my social media. I love you all so much, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!